Hello again, everybody. I'm Paul the Nitro Skywers, and welcome to this edition of the Nitro Corner. We got a loaded show today. We'll have our newswire. This time we'll have our thumbs up, thumbs down segment. We'll talk about Triple H, whether he should be stripped of the WWE World Heavyweight Title. Kevin Owens, is he being ignored? Sasha Banks is in, Paige is out, a shift in the women's division. I'll talk more about that. My thoughts on WrestleMania 32, and I'll have two fantasy bookers this time. The New Day versus Jerry the King Lawler, Superstar Bill Dundee, and Dutch Mantel. And then the other one, Andre the Giant against Braun Strowman. Plus, our time machine, we'll look back at January and February as well. And all that and much more. So let's get the ball rolling with the news wire. And of course, we'll begin with results from Fastlane. That was on the WWE Network on February the 21st. Let's take a look at what the results, if we may. In the pregame show, 2 out of 3 falls. Kalisto won 2 out of the 3 falls against Alberto Del Rio to keep his United States Heavyweight Championship. The first fall, Kalisto won on a disqualification at 4 minutes and 12 seconds after Alberto Del Rio nailed him with a chair. Then Alberto Del Rio won the second fall in 42 seconds with a double stomp in the corner. And then the third and final fall, Kalisto won with a Hurricanrana in 6 minutes and 3 seconds. Total match time, 10 minutes, 17 seconds. And then the pay-per-view started with the first matchup, the ladies tag team matchup, seeing Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch defeat Team Bad in 10 minutes and 41 seconds. Next up, the Intercontinental title was on the line. Kevin Owens successfully defending that, beating Dolph Ziggler in 21 minutes and 10 seconds with a pop-up powerbomb. Great matchup there. In the third bout, the Wyatt Big Show, Kane and Ryback defeated the Wyatt family in 14 minutes and 25 seconds. Big win for them when Ryback defeated, I believe, was Luke Harper in that bout. Then in the fourth match, the Divas title was on the line. Charlotte defeats Brie Bella with a figure 8 in 24 minutes and 10 seconds. Great title defense for her. In the fifth bout, the rubber match between AJ Styles and Chris Jericho. AJ Styles won it in 17 minutes and 16 seconds. Now they're a tag team called Y2AJ. See them in the near future, definitely. Then the Cutting Edge Peep Show. The New Day is a special guest. New Day out there talking trash. The League of Nations come out, and there's a very funny segment. Boy, the League of Nations versus the New Day, watched out for them feuding in the near future. In the sixth bout, a special bonus match, Curtis Axel defeated R-Truth in 6 minutes, 10 seconds thanks to an irrelevant error, an accidental error on the part of Goldust, who was out there at ringside as well. And then in the main event, the triple threat match, Roman Reigns defeating Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar in 17 minutes and 20 seconds to become the #1 contender to challenge Triple H for the World's Heavyweight title at WrestleMania 33 in Dallas, Texas. And that is your Fastlane results. Overall, the card was okay, but it had some good matches in there. It's a good filler for the pay-per-view coming up, WrestleMania. I'll talk more about that later in the show. Next up on the newswire, I want to talk about the death of Axel Rotten. About a month ago, I believe, Axel Rotten died, was found dead in his car outside of a McDonald's in Baltimore, Maryland. And kind of interested because what I have in my collection is according to Axel Rotten, who sold this to me, was the very last produced ECW t-shirt. I have it in my collection here. I'll show it to you at another time. Axel Rotten was a hardcore wrestler. You cannot deny that, but he was tough and rough, and we will forever miss Axel Rotten. On behalf of the Nitro Corner, our condolences go out to his family. In this time of grieving for Axel Rotten. Next up, let me talk about Daniel Bryan's retirement. It was a very moving ceremony. I don't particularly care about the backstory behind it, whether the WWE wanted to push him out or because the medical doctor did not release him. The bottom line is Daniel Bryan went out on top. That is the important thing. He went out on top. That was a class act. He is one of the finest wrestlers you will ever see in this business. I always supported Daniel Bryan's career. He's a fantastic wrestler. We wish him nothing but the best in his future endeavors in life. Thank you, Daniel, for a wonderful career on behalf of everyone here at the Nitro Corner. Cheers. That was a Coca-Cola, by the way. And that's it for the Newswire for this week. For this month. Moving on now. Time for our thumbs up, thumbs down segment. If I like a particular wrestler for what they did, they get a thumbs up. If I do not like what a wrestler did, I give him a thumbs down. Let's do this. Thumbs up, Kevin Owens. He has been a fighting Intercontinental Champion. He defeated Dolph Ziggler at Fastlane. He upset the Big Show on SmackDown, although he lost by countout this past Monday on Raw. I believe Kevin Owens is going to be proven to be a fine Intercontinental Champion. I'll have more about him in the upcoming news segment. Thumbs up to Kalisto, successfully defending the United States Heavyweight Championship against Alberto Del Rio at Fastlane. I think it's now time for Kalisto to move on to bigger endeavors. Probably as a singles wrestler, I think he is viable as the United States Heavyweight Champion. Thumbs up to Nikki Bella. Tremendous work over in her match against Charlotte. Unfortunately, she came out on the short end of the stick. Charlotte ended up beating her, but really just a great performance throughout the matches. She really held in there really tight. Great effort by Nikki Bella as far as I'm concerned. Thumbs up to Roman Reigns. He picked up the win when he needed it, and that was that triple threat match. And now, unfortunately, he has to face another big obstacle in the fact that he has a shattered nose at the hands of Triple H. That is going to be a factor, folks, heading into WrestleMania 32. I'll have more about that in my thoughts segment, in the news segment here on the Nitro Corner. That's thumbs up. Thumbs down, Alberto Del Rio. How many more times does Alberto Del Rio need at the United States Championship? Alberto, it's over, man. You belong in the League of Nations, a loser faction as far as I'm concerned. Really, I just fast forward through those matches because they got nothing to offer, to be quite honest. Nothing to offer at all. I don't understand why they're even together as far as I'm concerned. And Sheamus hates the fact that they're being called stupid or he's stupid. Well, it's stupid. It's dumb. It's stupid. Get it in your heads. That's why I fast forward through those matches featuring you guys. Go away, please. It's not working. Thumbs down to the Wyatt family. A couple of devastating losses, including a big 6-man tag loss to Ryback, the Big Show, and Kane this past week. Bray Wyatt wants to talk about the apocalypse and how he's going to take over. How can you take over when you lost a 6-man tag at Fastlane? Your stock's beginning to drop there a little bit there, Wyatt family. League of Nations gets a thumbs down, as I mentioned earlier. Boring act. Who cares? Move on to the next subject. That's why I flipped through through your matches. By the way, it's boring. And finally, unfortunately, I have to do this. Thumbs down to Dean Ambrose. Tough loss this past week at Fastlane, of course. And then now challenging Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. He got beat up twice and got carried out at the hands of not only Brock Lesnar, but Triple H as well. But Dean is going to get a world title match at Roadblock, which is a WWE Network special from Madison Square Garden in New York City. We'll see how he does in the Garden March 11th on the WWE Network. And that's my thumbs up, thumbs down for this month. Time now for news and analysis, as only I can deliver here on the Nitro Corner. Let's talk about Triple H. Should he be stripped of the WWE World Title? The answer is yes, and I'll tell you why. It is the 30-day rule. When was the last time you saw Triple H defend his WWE World Heavyweight Title since winning it from the Royal Rumble? Never! Never! Folks, let me Let's look back at the date, shall we? I have it in my notes. Triple H won the Royal Rumble match back on January 18th. As of this taping today, it is March 2nd. It's well past the 30-day rule. You must defend the title within 30 days or be stripped of the championship. As far as Triple H is concerned, he thinks he's the almighty god of wrestling. How about defending your title, Triple H? You passed the 30-day rule. You should be stripped of the title. Thinks he's the god of wrestling. Really? And this all promo, by the way, about you're the authority, we have to like it. Please, son, you're looking at the authority. Start respecting me on that one. Next up, Kevin Owens. Is he being ignored? Yes. But KO Mania could be a boost, so to speak. Kevin Owens referred to his effort at WrestleMania, his upcoming appearance at WrestleMania, which I hope it does, as KO Mania. Now that's good as a boost as far as his status as a superstar. He is being ignored, and he's the Intercontinental Champion. Great athlete, tough fighter, respect him a lot, great promos. His heat with Michael Cole was tremendous, and you're ignoring him, WWE? Please, get on the bandwagon. Kevin Owens is the meal ticket for you, man. He's the Intercontinental Champion. He is your meal ticket. Come on. Next up, let's talk about a shift in the women's division. Sasha's in, Paige is out. Have you noticed that Paige has not been mentioned too much on Raw and SmackDown? Maybe she's mentioned on Total Divas, but I'm going to eliminate that. I don't watch that. I rather focus on the wrestling show and the content itself. It seems like Sasha Banks is getting more and more momentum in the ladies division, while Paige is sort of on the outs right now. And that is a dramatic shift, because Paige was the center point of attention about 1.5 years ago. But not now. It is Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch, with the winner to meet Charlotte at WrestleMania. As of this taping, Thursday on SmackDown, we will see the return match for that. Their match on Raw was very good with the double pin. But it is now Sasha Banks' time. Paige is on the way out. That is a shift in the women's division as far as I'm concerned. Excuse me there for a moment. Drink some Coca-Cola because Coke is it. Pepsi may be the choice of the next generation, but it's not of mine. That's for darn sure. Little joke there. Finally, in the news segment, let's talk about some random thoughts I have on WrestleMania 32. Obviously, I want to start talking first about The Undertaker versus Shane McMahon at Hell in a Cell. Now, initially, I thought, who's writing this stuff? Why would Shane McMahon want to put himself in a Hell in a Cell match when you haven't even competed in what, more than a decade? Come on now. But I can understand what's at stake, him controlling Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. Here's what I see it. The Undertaker's going to probably beat Shane half to death inside Hell in a Cell, but expect Shane to take over Raw or maybe SmackDown, because I'm hearing rumors of a brand separation that they did back in 2002. They're probably going to do it again, with Shane running SmackDown, and of course the Queen, Stephanie, and the almighty God himself, the man, Triple H, running Raw. I see that happening in the very near future. Undertaker will beat Shane, and he'll probably, hopefully, retire after this. He deserves it. Undertaker victorious over Shane in Hell in a Cell, but expect Shane to run SmackDown. Triple H versus Roman Reigns. I'm going to ask Roman to do me a favor on behalf of everyone on the Nitro Corner. Please beat Triple H. He comes out there and says that we have to respect the authority and like it. Excuse me, won't you go respect myself, Triple H, the almighty God of professional wrestling? Are you for real, Triple H? Please, Roman, beat this guy, become champion, and end the crap that is Triple H. Who will stand out among the rest as I'll finish my thoughts on it? Definitely probably be Roman Reigns. Probably, definitely going to be The Undertaker. The Divas division is probably going to be standing out a little bit at WrestleMania. The Hall of Fame induction ceremony seems interesting. Sting, the Fabulous Freebirds, as of this time of this taping of the Nitro Corner, and of course the Godfather will all be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Those are the things that probably stand out most in my mind for WrestleMania 32. That's my news segment. We are going to take a time out. When we come back on part 2 of the Nitro Corner, we'll have not one, but 2 fantasy booker matches and the Time Machine. All this and more next on the Nitro Corner, part 2. Please stay tuned.